So what a week it's been. A hell of a week, you might say, in the old US of A. One to remember for more ways than one. We've seen a little of the good, lots of the bad, and a ton of the ugly. More than enough of it. Last week, it all started in my neck of the woods in Miami, FLA, at a Major League Baseball game. Marlins and Phillies, lots of Phillies fans travel to see their team on the road. This was the case. And I'll roll the tape. You see this father with his family. Home run ball hit into the outfield. Goes to grab the ball. You know the unwritten rule at baseball games for over a century. First come, first serve. The person that grabs the ball first gets to go home with a souvenir. Takes it back to his son. Great job, Dad. But then the Phillies Karen comes over and she unwrites the unwritten rule and says, I want the baseball. I demand it. I don't know how Dad took the high road. I wouldn't have. Gives it back to her. Didn't want to hear her make a stink as she literally got in his grill. And then we saw some of the good. Because the Marlins personnel, as you see in the tape, they came over, gave him a bag of goodies, and Harrison Bader, the Phillies player that blasted the home run, signed an autograph bat for him after the game as he got a chance to meet him with his family. So that was on the most trivial of levels that we see how far civilization, society has sunk here in America with the Phillies Karen and that whole situation. And then in Charlotte, North Carolina, days later, you see how far civilization has shrunk on the most serious of levels. Another rad left city, Charlotte, with a blue mayor, a Democrat, who allows the criminals and the mentally ill to rule the roost, soft-serving district attorneys, law enforcement. They don't prosecute. They let the nut jobs and the criminals back on the street. Unfortunately, this young lady, her name is now famous for all the wrong reasons. 23 years old, a recent refugee, was hiding out in bomb shelters in the Ukraine, came to America for the American dream. 23 years old. Iryna Zarutska, stabbed to death on a Charlotte light rail public train. She was working, she had been in the States a short time. She was working at a fast food pizzeria joint, trying to save enough money for a car to take herself back and forth to work. Never had a chance. Stabbed and died there on the train. The whack job who stabbed her had a rap sheet going back more than a decade with all kinds of crimes, including assault, mentally ill, had no business being out on the streets. Been arrested 14 times over. Then as the week continued, the biggest shock. I could not believe this story a couple days ago. Charlie Kirk assassinated at a university in Utah at a Turning Point USA event out in the open. A 200-yard shot by this deranged lunatic, 22-year-old wackadoodle, assassin, cold-blooded murderer. Rest in peace, Charlie. My condolences to your beautiful family and your kids who now grow up without a dad. The world will mourn your loss forever. Such a talented young man who is doing great work on behalf of the Almighty and on behalf of Turning Point. And reaching out to the youth of America in a way that no one else could. And now he's a martyr. And the folks on the other side, on the rad left, he may be dead, but he's far from forgotten. And his movement now, it is absolutely stronger than ever. And the week caps off with the 24th anniversary of 9/11. There you see some of the services in New York. President Trump, he was at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. during the morning and day. And then he made his way to the Bronx to see the Yankees play on that commemorative anniversary of September 11th. No, we will never forget, as my flag was flying high in my yard. There you see it. Now it's at half staff. And respect the memory of Charlie Kirk. So it's been a week again. It's been one hell of a one here in the United States of America. The good news is we're awake, we're alive, we're well. And more than ever, I believe that good will prevail over evil. And we can only go up from here, America. So keep the faith. Again, rest in peace, Charlie. Rest in peace, Iryna. We will never forget 9/11 and all those brave souls and innocent victims who lost their lives. May they rest in peace, which is now 24 years ago.